Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good evening. Tarot with an Attitude. I am your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. And as promised tonight, the lovely Miss Gillian Lee, my wife, 10 years. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary today. Yes, 10 years. We were together 4 years. Prior to that, I was trying to do the math, said, screw it. It's 14 years we've been together since day one. One of the things, she just pulled cards for us real quick. Do you have those still available, or do you already shuffle them back in? And I think what was very interesting was she pulled a couple of cards and it said, what are we to look forward to? And we got the Three of Swords. And then it was followed by the Knight of Swords, you know? And we were looking at that kind of funny, like heartache, trauma. No, what it's saying is we've been through a lot in the past year or so, okay? And we're going to be going through some more stuff as we go through, we build, we continue. And it's a reminder to don't look at the mistakes. Look at the successes, and that Knight of Swords, she's talking about moving forward, you know? So I would strongly encourage everybody to take that with them and understand that. We're going to start with a prayer. We're going to say hi. Tonight, we're going to run a little different. We'll do some things. We'll find out what's going on. But since Gillian's on this side of the camera, it's me running the chat. So, you know, we're going to find out what's going on. But, you know, our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, the Divine Mother, our Spirit, the All, everything that is, I pause tonight to say thank you for everything that you've given me. I pause to say thank you for this woman sitting next to me. I pause to say thank you, gratitude, and I never want her to feel unappreciated. Please, as we go through tonight, guard us both, help us stay there, but we're putting protection around us. Nothing is permitted in that is not of you. Nothing is permitted in that is not of the light. We're going to do tonight is a night of love, joy. We're going to laugh, might cry, but I want you here and for your word to be upfront and foremost. So mote it be. Wow. Bangarang. Okay.
Bangarang.
Bangarang.
All right.
Bangarang, bangarang, bangarang. So everybody's here. Wow, let's see what's going on. Woo, look at the comments already. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my mind. All right. So welcome, everybody. Bridget, Cynthia, good to see you. Glad you are here. I have everything done, so I'm just chilling and waiting on Tarot. Everyone good today? I hope so. Let's see what's going to happen here tonight. Again, if you've got a question, go ahead and get it posted. What Gillian and I are going to do is we're going to do a reading, the same person, okay? She's going to pull two cards. I'm going to pull two cards. And we've always found it very interesting how these cards play together. Say hello.
Hello.
You're being too quiet. I know. I'll shut up.
That's what I do. I'm quiet.
Okay. You are quiet. That's true. I was doing math problems on Facebook. I'm actually pretty good. Who would have thunk it? There you go. All right. Everybody's saying hi. Donna, good to see you. Happy anniversary. We thank you very much. This is awesome. What a way to spend it. And everybody joining us tonight, thank you so much. 10 years is so cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. It's 10. T-I-N is what you told me as well.
Right.
So, you know, little things.
10.
Right?
10 is
10 is 10. Okay. See, my Southern accent, I didn't screw that up. Now, if I talk like I'm back home, 10 is 10, you know, but we'll see what's happening here. So everybody's, you know, everybody's in. Yadi, good evening. Glad you're here. Thank you very much. Let's see who all else is here. I see other people popping in. W. Colombo, congratulations. Thank you very much. We are here. We're having a good time. This woman has backed me so much, has taken care of me, and she laughs. I probably would not be alive without this woman sitting next to me. I'm pretty rough on myself, and things that are going on. So she has kept me alive. Yes, the best is yet to come. And I want people to, I will say this. We're going to talk about this as an example, whether you want to pull cards on it or not. From the moment we started, we always talked about an adventure.
Mhm.
Okay. And Gillian put a plaque by the door that every time we walk out of it, it says the adventure begins. Okay. Our adventure never ends. We're living life. We agreed several years ago not to settle. We're either all in on something or we're all out. It's one of those things. And let me tell you something that I think that's helped us manifest so much. What do you think?
Yep. I think so. Are you asking me or them? Me?
You.
Yes.
All right,
I
y'all. I
agree.
got to encourage her to speak up. She used to do this quite well. She just got out of the habit. Okay. And it is good. You will see her blush. She blushes like nobody else. So there we go. Toys and Tarot. Thank you very much. Happy anniversary, buddy. Good to see you. Woohoo. Yes. Miss Jill. Glad you are here. Glad everybody's here. Bangarang. Absolutely. Gillian helped me with the whole bangarang thing. Kim Beam in the house.
Hey, Kim.
See what's going on and find out what's happening. If you want to start, go ahead and pull a couple of cards for the tribe. And we could even ask, we get a lot of questions about finding love, things like that or whatnot. Why don't you pull a couple of cards? I'll do the same about the key to a relationship. I know what one of the successful things to our relationship has been. Might be interesting for you to say one and I say one. But let's see what Spirit has to say. Britt, thank you very much. Glad you're here. Zen, hi, Zen. What's happening? Yes, and the lovely Gillian is on. Absolutely. Everybody's coming in. We're getting things started. All right. Yes. You know what? Sometimes, Britt, it takes a long time. And one of the things we've always laughed about, we tell people, all right, is when we first went out, okay, our first coffee date was an hour. Then there was a period of time that went by. And this is something y'all hear me say to people all the time. And I want you to know it. And Gillian, now she's on camera to back me up. Okay. We didn't speak for like a month or so after the first date. And her brother-in-law came up to me and said, hey, are you going to call my sister-in-law? And I went, oh, one of the things with her and with me, we had both finally gotten to a point where we were happy within and of ourselves. It's the reason we talk about it so much. We didn't need somebody else to make us happy. But I did. I went, oh, yeah, let me call her. The next date was 15 hours. Okay. And we have barely been apart since for 14 years. We knew we were meant to be together when I turned 50. She took me to Key West for my 50th birthday. I'd never been. And we stayed for a week, even had, a couple of my boys with us. And if I'm rambling, y'all are just going to have to forgive me tonight. That's what tonight's about. All right. And we'll do some readings and things. We'll be there. Okay. But you know how a lot of times when you're dating or even when you're married, sometimes you come back from a vacation and you need a break from your vacation and you're like, okay, I can't wait to drop them off and spend time alone back getting readjusted. When I dropped her off, when I pulled out the parking lot, my heart broke. I never wanted to leave. And I got home, I was less than half a mile away, and I called her and she was about in tears as well. All right. So we said goodnight. Everybody unpacked, did their thing. But the next day we were right back together. And we knew at that point, it's the first time in either one of our lives when we had been away with a week with kids, everything else, and didn't want it to ever end. So that's what you're looking for. We had fun. We had a great time. It was about being able to have conversations, meaningful conversations. And when I say that, folks, a lot of times you have to open up your mind because she changed a lot of my thinking about things as I was growing, God put her in her life to help me, put her in my life to help me grow spiritually. And she's the one that got me in touch with a lot of what I do now.
Well, and I think he did the same for me as well, but in a different level, because I did not get conventional spiritual upbringing. I had very unconventional. So with you, I was able to find the balance between the two.
Yeah, you might have to speak up a little bit, but
Okay.
that's okay. Zen, good to see you. Wow, happy
Wow.
anniversary from Woodstock. Glad you are here. Banger, I want to come see you over there so bad. See what's going on. All right, Mr. Bruce in the house. Mr. Bruce in the house. We're going to see what's going on here. Got to get through this. Kelsey, good to see you. Glad you are here. Everybody's chiming in. Hey, Samantha, what's happening? So, real quick here. You want me to put your cards over here so
Yeah,
people
so
can see them?
This was the
Shadow card?
no, the main card, the
main card, light card?
The light card, this is shadow.
Okay.
And we were talking about strength in relationships, I think it was.
Yeah, what spirit really thinks we need to know about having strength and making a long-lasting relationship? Oh, let me get this. Helps if I get it turned on here. Here we go. Right here. Boom. All right. And there we have it. So this first card you got, and this was your light card, is the Page of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
What did you feel on that one?
Well, pages for me are always like fertile ground. It's because they're youthful and they're young. So it's fertile ground for material ideas or material things to come in your life. And I think that can be that building of a strong relationship to me.
Okay.
And obviously the Queen of Cups is all about emotion for me. Queens are for internal.
Right.
And so that's finding your balance internally, but staying in control, but knowing that feeling strong in yourself and what your heart brings to the table and what your heart needs.
Yeah. And there's times where you got to cut up and remember to have fun. Money can't be everything. Sometimes you got to stop and call Mr. Bruce and go on vacation. You got to take a cruise. You got to do some things to remember to live life, because life is short. And we've been around a lot of things, especially with me in police work for 15 years before she knew me. Death has been ever present. And you know what? You don't know what tomorrow brings. So I think this is always remembering, one of the things I see here is about getting things together and remembering to have fun. Remembering everything can't be so serious. The Queen of Cups, again, is that internal. You got to love yourself as much as you love your other person. What I have here, look here, yeah. Page of Pentacles, Four of Earth. You have to be established. You got to get grounded. You got to grow roots. Don't rush it, is one of the things I'm really picking up when you look at all of this together. Grow some roots, get grounded, know what's happening, take time. We took time, Mm-hmm. And then finally, look at what's here. The love card. Imagine that. Okay. So I'm going to put my arm over here because I keep going off camera while we're here. The love card to me also is that commitment. Mm-hmm. If you look, the love here is with what a lot of people would call the strength card.
Right. Exactly.
The other thing is to remember, everybody can't lead. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to give leadership to the other person. There are times I need to hand the reins over to her and I need to follow because she's in a better position. There are times she needs to hand the reins over to me and let me take control. And a lot of times with this love card, what I see here is remembering for each of us to stay in our own lane and to communicate. That ultimately it is up to both of us. And this communication is huge to be victorious in love. So that's what I got there. What do you got? Anything else you want to put in there?
No, I think that wraps that pretty well as far as even what we do well as a relationship. We communicate well. And right. I think that's key to having a marriage, a friendship, everything that is involved in being a couple for long term, because you're all those things.
What's funny, Cynthia saying, just read the card drop. Singing is not your strong suit. I actually sang to her at our wedding. Okay. And our wedding was in Key West. We called my best friend, said, get your notary license. The four of us went down to Key West, left kids, everybody. We went down, got a spot right on the beach at sunset. Our wedding was magnificent. And I sang the Van Morrison version of Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? We have the whole words plastered on a big sign thing, and it's hanging up in there. What a lot of people don't know is before my throat surgery, now I'm a baritone. I used to be a first tenor. Okay. I had 4 vocal music scholarships and have a large music background in vocal music.
Yeah.
So that I just don't sing on here, you know?
And you've had some stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff going on. I got
pollen.
some stuff going on.
There's a ton
So
of
let's
pollen
see
here
what's
killing
going
your
on.
voice.
All right. Samantha, I would like make a question. Is there someone Is there someone interesting about me, or will be someone special?
So interested in me.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing, Samantha. Stop worrying about it. Be you. That's what the crux of this message is for people. All right. There's always somebody interested in you, unless you don't have enough interest in yourself. And that's the thing. Your light has to shine. And you have to be happy. You have to glow. You have to show people they want to be around you.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for some people that are a little more on the introvert, that's hard to do. But it is one of those things where, yes, there will be somebody interested in you. As long as you can finally step out, you don't have to get on stage and do a Broadway musical, okay? But be you. Get out in the public. Go meet, do things you like, see things. You want to pull some cards on this for her real quick? Okay. You pull 2 and I'll pull 2 and we'll see what happens.
And most likely the time you're going to find somebody who's that right fit is when you don't even see it coming, because you're doing something you love to do and they happen to be there as well. And so you find a common ground, and next thing you know, there's something there that you didn't even know was there.
We weren't looking. When we found each other, we were not looking. As a matter of fact, we both said we would never be married again. Okay. So therefore we became happy within and of ourselves. The next thing you know, we find a perfect match. It's crazy. All right. And that's, if I could urge you to understand, when you get in balance with yourself, when you get in balance with spirit, when you're singing, when you're happy, when you're looking forward to the day, when you're playing the games you want to play. Okay. And you're not worried about everything else, guess what? That's when the world turns right and spirit and the universe feeds you the person you're looking for. Because remember, I've said all along, you have to be healthy for them too, not just them being healthy for you. All right, let me bring this up. Here we go. All right. And bang. All right. You want me to pull the first card?
Sure.
All right. My first card, Queen of Fire. All right. You know what this is saying? You got to get passionate about yourself. Yourself. What do you want to do? Where do you at? You stop looking at everything anybody else wants in your life. What do you want in your life? You have to find yourself, this powerful lady with this fire that's burning, so people want to be around you. Okay? People draw to you. We've been watching The Crown. Okay? I learned a lot. All right. There are some things to learn. All right. But one of the things, whether you agree with what Princess Di did or didn't do, is neither here nor there. Her charisma, people were drawn to her. And that's why, because people felt she was real. When she got into something she was passionate about, she showed love. Okay. Whether it was pretend sometimes or not. But that's how you find that love, and how spirit can feed you somebody is because you become that fire for yourself first and then for other people. What's your first card?
My first card was Hanged Man. Here you go.
All right.
So it's about perspective, and maybe this is changing perspective on how you are looking at this. which I think falls in suit with what Rob's been saying.
Even looking at herself, how she's looking at her own
how you
self.
perceive yourself, and take that minute and have some time to yourself to assess what is it you really want, so that you just don't go grab the first person who walks through the door just because they're breathing, that you have some discernment.
Yeah. And that's so right. You know, my second card here is the 8 of fire. We're right back to fire and fire. Think about it. Fire is about movement. Fire doesn't sit still. Okay. It's burning bright. Once you're burning bright, once you can move, fire wants to travel. It wants to live. It wants to breathe. Okay. And this 8 of fire that's coming up for you is saying people will come to you. And remember, I was talking about like moths to a flame. And lo and behold, look at what this card has for you. All right. You've got to be on fire. You've got to move through your life with a purpose. You've got to live life. And that's what's going to bring this person to you.
Yep. So this was the shadow card, Ace of Swords. And one of the things I think is cool about this, you'll see it in a second, is the overall diagram of how this is the key to that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the Ace of Swords, in this, you can see he's holding a key. But if you look up into his head, it's really hard for you to see, but he's got a little keyhole there. So you hold the key to what it is that how you want to present and how you want to be. You just have got to give yourself the time to figure out what that is. Did I say that right?
Yeah. You're the key. It's unlocking in your head what you know about you and the way you want to be. So yes, the answer is yes. There will be somebody there, but you've got to make. It's kind of like building a recipe. You got to put the right things into your life so somebody wants to eat the recipe. You know, wow, bangarang. Here you go. Okay, so let me hand you your cards back. All right, we're just gonna have some fun here tonight. It's all I want to do. I'm with my wife. I'm so happy. This is just amazing that we can do this together. There's so much stuff we do and think about and talk about and things that I'm just so fortunate and I am blessed. You know. Kelsey, will I get the processing representative role at Fidelity Investments and will pay be good? Apologies for double question. You know what? In getting ready for tonight, I moved my pendulums to where I can't reach them.
No, right here.
All right, there we go. Let's see if this one's going to work with me. All right, pendulum, will you work with me this evening? Yep. Right. Do you need cleaning or anything? Nope. So the first thing we're going to ask is Kelsey wants to know if she's going to get the role, the processing representative role at Fidelity Investments. I'm getting a yes. You know, here's my question. Why are you putting it now? This is going to be the practical side of Rob, where I mix spirituality with common sense and science, okay? Because I believe we're in a physical world, all right? Spirit doesn't want you to be dumb. Why would you put in for a job and not know what the pay is? Ask questions. Find out what's going on. See what's happening. What is the pay for that job? Okay? That would be my first thing to you of this. Even my wife would tell you, she's had to learn, okay? No, I have to stand up and ask questions because I don't care what the job is. If it's not paying what I want, I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Right.
So what have you got?
So my light card is the Chariot. So that to me is, to what Rob said, you got to ask questions because you're driving this. You've got to take it by the horns, as it were. He's got little horns.
Yeah.
Because my question to the cards is, what does Kelsey need to know about the Fidelity investment job? And so it came up with this because that's how I combined those two things. Because from my HR background, I will also say, ask the question in the interview. If they have a problem telling you what the salary is when you're interviewing for this job, then you want to rethink the whole thing anyway, because it should be one of the things they discuss in your first interview, especially if you're expressing interest and if they've expressed interest.
Right. And what we've got here right next to that is the Four of Fire, building that solid base, understanding what you're doing, being able to celebrate. I think you're going to get it. I feel like the pay might be halfway decent, all right, because this is a celebratory card, all right? But at the same point, when you're starting your career, when you're doing things, get the information. Don't be afraid to ask. One of the things that's been talked about, particularly with women and reason people are not getting jobs, and she'll tell you, okay? She will tell you she's learned the hard way. You got a lot of women, they're just thankful to be in leadership roles, so they take what's offered, okay? That's been scientifically proven. It's not the problem with everybody, but it is an issue, okay? We watched her go through this same issue, and guess what? Now she makes good money, okay, with one of her jobs because she finally said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. You're not paying me enough. Here's what I expect if you want me to run. She learned her value and now stands by her value. Would you say that's a true statement? Mm-hmm. So I've watched her grow in this so much. It's very important that you take charge, move and control. I do see celebration coming in, fire being there, but make sure you're in control. Don't just lay down for anything. So ask the questions. Even do the research about what does this job pay? Go online, find out what is the average salary. You don't want them to offer you less because you didn't ask, okay? Ask, all right? Counter offer. Let me tell you something. That's the way of the world these days. You counter offer.
And make sure you put in for your area. Don't, if you're living out in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, you're not going to make the same thing that you would research and find that they make in New York City. So make sure when you do that research, it's based on something that's within 50 miles of where you are or to your next closest city, because the same job can have a drastic difference from one place to another. So make sure that when you do your search, you do your search appropriate to where you are. I'm done lecturing now.
Okay. That's not a lecture. Tarot and attitude, so you can see I'm not alone in it, okay? Love you and everything else. So, let's find out. And, all right, I'm going to do a quick one on this, Yachty. We're going to do one quick. Yachty wants to know, is she going to get any interviews this week? No, you're not. So I don't know. It doesn't mean nothing's happening, but according to this, you're not getting any interviews this week. So I'd love for you to tell me what happens this week when we meet again on Friday. Okay? So let's see what's happening. It's fun. We have a great time. All right. And you guys are awesome too. What was that?
I said, hi, Jill.
All right. There we go. Let's get over. Go, G woman. Yeah.
Hi, Hal.
It is. It's hard. It's hard. And it's even hard for some guys. Okay. I'll tell you, because we were all taught that the CEOs, remember, especially us, I don't know I think we're more Gen Z. They say we're actually boomers, but
Z or X?
Gen X. You and I are really more Gen X. We're at that very tail end of the boomers.
Well, you're a lot older than me.
Yeah, I'm ancient. She's.
I'm in the last year of the boomers.
And I'm in the year before, so that's how bad it is. All right, so let me tell you something. Even guys, you're out there listening. I've had this talk with men too. All right, we come through where we were told CEOs, they're the bit. You almost, talk to them and respect them like a preacher, like an office job of politicians. And you know what? They put their pants on the same way you do. All right. And the best person I ever had to teach me, okay, was a CEO of a company. He saw something he liked in me. And one of the things that was funny was one of my buddies decided, I'm going to go in and tell him I'm going to quit. And he's like, well, that's good. How much you getting paid? What? No, if you don't, I'm going to quit. No, I ought to fire you for lack of planning, is what he told him. And he looked dead at me and he said, here's something I always want you to remember. Only a fool doesn't know what he's worth in the workplace. So even in any job you're in, know what's going on around you. Be a smart consumer. Be a smart worker. Know what's happening so you can do and make choices and not be going, wow. You know, what's funny was we were talking. He said back in the day, titles were everything. And he went in for an insurance job when he was on his way up. And they offered him, they said, okay, we're going to offer you this one job that's at a certain pay level, or you can take a little bit less and be the VP of this whole section of Florida. Or no, it was Arizona. And he's like, I'm going to take the VP gig. Fine, there you go. They walked in, opened the door, and there was 30 other VPs sitting there. All right. So he took like a $10,000 pay cut for a title. He said, you ain't got to do that but more than once to figure it out. Okay. We like titles. We like this thing. Know your worth and stand up for yourself. Everybody stand up for yourself. That's what this world is about right now, standing up for yourself. Let's see what's going on. Okay.
The banking industry is notorious for that. You go into your bank and like 12 people are VPs. Well, because that's what they call their customer service agents. It's just, you know, you don't have that many VPs in the bank. Are you okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you know, think about that and keep it in perspective of a title. That's all it is, you know, it's one of my friends was so excited. I just got hired as a VP of the bank. Uh-huh. After her first day of work, she's like, okay, I get it. Just saying, you got a job and you love your job. So that's what matters.
Yep, absolutely. Juliana, good to see you. Hey guys, thank you for your time and kindness. Love this channel. We're glad to be here. And tonight we're just trying to share love, happiness, joy, and some of these things that we do. So yes, y'all will see that Gillian puts up with a lot of me and things like that. So then, yes, there we go. You got it. You got it. Where are we at here? Hello, guys. Evening. Somehow it seems like people are stalking me, neighbors and their friends, and they're able to see inside of my house. Are there any hidden cameras inside, and where are they? I'm going to tell you no. Okay. Already know no. Okay. And I feel like it's my duty at this point to tell you. If you want to pull some cards, go right ahead. All right. But what I want you to do is I think you need some help, and we want you to reach out to somebody and say, look, even if it's the authorities that you're scared, if somebody is stalking you, you can't let that go, okay? You have to let somebody know, all right? And then if you need to, talk to somebody that'll listen. A counselor will listen and hear you out and come check things out and see what's going on. Call social services, these type of things. But I want you to be careful, because you have to be careful, because going down this lane can be a really bad thing. Now, I'll do this just to make sure. All right. Insull Industrial Complex wants to know if there's cameras in her house. No. No, there's not. Okay. Are people stalking her? No, they're not. And now Gillian's going to pull some cards for you here real quick. But I would strongly suggest, and I mean this from all the love of my heart, Insull Industrial Complex, which is why I like that we're here and nobody knows who you are, okay? You might want to reach out to counselor, to somebody, and talk to them. Double check. Have you talked to friends? Do you have friends? Where is this at? What's going on? Let's find out, because I really feel like, number one, if you feel that way, you need to notify the authorities. Number two, you can find out. You can pay somebody, but it's good money to come in and do a sweep of your home. It's expensive, okay? And find out what's going on. What have you got?
So my question was, what does the industrial complex need to know about her perception of her neighbors?
Okay.
And being stalked. And the light card I pulled was the Knight of Wands.
All right.
So be cautious of jumping to a conclusion.
Yep. Something happened in the past. I feel like you're so focused on something from the past that it's shining over into now, and it's got you scared. And I think whatever happened in the past was trauma, and it was real. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. That's what I'm picking up here. But you can't let this keep living in your life. Okay. What was your other
So
card?
then I said, give me a little bit more on that. This isn't the shadow card. This is give me a little bit more on what that means.
Okay.
And so we've got another hanged man. So, and it's interesting that you got change your perspective when my question was perception. I'll let you run on that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you've got something you want to say, go right ahead. Yeah, you got to change it the way you're looking at it. This is something that you're not seeing clearly. Okay. And what this is saying is stop, look at all the other possibilities. Okay. But I do want you to reach out if you feel this is happening. Stalking has happened to other people. You need to make somebody aware of it. Okay. I am ethically obligated to tell you that and to contact the police, let somebody know. Am I spiritually telling you that this, we're being told no, but only you are living in that situation, not us. So for safety's sake, legality's sake, for your sake, okay, contact somebody, let them know, and find out what's going on. From a mental health standpoint, all right, I have to tell you, yes, no matter if somebody's stalking you, this is still trauma. If they're not stalking you, then there's still trauma based in there somewhere. And you need to speak to somebody. Please reach out, grab some help, find out what's going on. Okay? We love you.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's do this right now. We're just going to say a prayer for Insul. I screw this up all the time. Insul Industrial Complex. Okay? Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, let me have your hand. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, that divine mother, I'm asking Michael to swoop in for communication and clarity. I want Michael to come in for protection and to give this person the right idea of what to do. Be with them, guide them, help them find the help they need, whether it be through law enforcement, whether it be through counseling, whether it be through just friendship and getting this trauma dealt with. Either way, it's trauma. Be with them, hold them close, protect them. In everything we ask it, so mote it be. All right, there we go. So let us know what's going on. You keep us posted, okay? Let's find out what's going on. You are welcome. Oh, let me give you your cards back. There we go. Let's see what's going on. I'm trying to read here. All right. I think I'm there myself. Oh, good for you guys. Glad you are. All right. We hit 40 years next year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'll let y'all know where, we'll do another special on our 40th. Okay. Yeah.
The heck with all the other years. We're just gonna hop to 40.
Yeah, it'll probably be through a medium. Okay. But I will pop around and say, hey, so will Gillian. Okay. Let's see what's going on here and find out what else we've got. I like a lot of alone time, even though I have a partner. You know what? And there's got to be a balance. As long as they knew that going in, and people change. Okay. But you do have to be aware. Okay. And I want you to sit down and start talking about that alone time. Gillian, introvert, she will tell you, I'm not letting any cat out of the bag or cutting her down. She would stay home, slippers on, read her book, do her little read cards, do everything, and be perfectly content. That's how she recharges. Okay. I have to get out. I have to meet people, do things or whatnot. Here's the thing. We accent each other because we communicate. There are times I know I can look at her and go, it's not as important for me to be out as it is for her to recharge and be at home. Especially after I've listened to her, fire 3 people, yelling at the bank or whatnot for 3 different companies, and I know she doesn't want to hear anything. It's those times when I say, okay, I'll make dinner, I'll make decisions. Well, there are times we need to hear, and that's what that love, that commitment is, that paying attention to the other person, empathizing. But where we work is she knows it's just as incumbent on her to come with me and shoot pool. Whether she shoots pool or not, she'll take her Animal Crossing Switch, sit at the bar, okay, one of our tables while I'm shooting pool with some people or whatnot, but I walk over, we're there, we're constantly, and other times she does go with me. Times we go out. It is a balance, Shotty, okay? And that you have to be careful, because that needing to be alone, how much? And I would challenge you to start tracking it, just like you would at work. If you're working with an employee, how much time am I actually wanting to be alone? And then you need to ask why. Remember, I'm a big root cause person. Why do you need to be alone? Why? Is it just your personality thing or whatnot? Has it changed? Start looking at this, okay? There's nothing wrong with needing to be alone, okay? And having your own space. I have my office, she's got hers, all right? We get it. We understand. And it takes special people to do what we do and be in the same place 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, okay? But be careful. Start analyzing and get to the root cause of what's going on. Might be nothing, might be everything. Okay. That's what I got to say. Anything you want to add to that?
No, you're good.
All right. This evening belongs to the two of you. We are celebrating with you both. Thank you, Deborah. We love you so much. We love everybody, and we just thank y'all for being a part. Thank y'all for allowing us to be here, allowing me to be here, allowing us to be in your lives, and trusting us with some of the things that you do. I just can't say thank you enough. I don't know which story that was. What a beautiful story. So sweet. But yes, we got a lot of them. It's fun. We laugh, we cry, we have a good time. Okay. It's one of those things where we got each other's backs. Our arguments are very few and far between. When we have one, they're very heated for about 20 seconds. It all comes out and then it's done. But there's never any name calling, never any of that. We do. And we know when to let the other person tap in and tap out. Mm-hmm. She'll see I'm getting fed up or I'm having problems or whatnot, and she'll tap in and say, hey, why don't you let me handle this one? Especially if we're having problems with somebody, like at Home Depot. Huh, Mr. Bruce? Okay. And I embarrassed the crap out of him, and I still feel bad about it. It's one of those things where, and then when she's arguing, and I'll let her go, and then she'll finally look at the person and go, we're not getting anywhere. So I'm fixing to turn this over to my husband, and that's going to be a big mistake. So you and I need to work this out. And they'll look at me and go, I don't embarrass. So everybody in this establishment is going to know what's going on. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's nice because when I know I'm on a short fuse, she knows it, and she will shut me down and keep me from going there. Okay. And then she treats me like that break glass in case of emergency, like, okay, I know who needs to handle this one. So it's one of those things. You just have to learn how to work together and be together. I wish I could say I was perfect at it. Most y'all know this isn't my first marriage. It's not her first marriage. So we're not pros, but we know what we've done now, and we know what we've got, and we know what it took to get here. Yeah. So that what?
I was gonna say, when you're done, go up one to Mainly Mystics.
Here, right here?
That one.
Okay. Mainly. Bring her little treasures and she will be happy.
Rocks. I want rocks.
Rocks.
I'm part otter. I want rocks.
She's actually, y'all wouldn't know it. She has no breasts. These are all crystals stuffed in the bra. Okay. That's what they are.
I like
So,
rocks.
I'm just kidding. I hear you. Me too. Me too. But no, there's a ton of crystals stuck in there. Let's see what's happening. All right, Juliana. Hey guys, I'm feeling it's time to let something die. Listen to your gut. Listen to your instinct. Okay. I want to know, what do I need to let go? Okay. Great question. Great question. So we're going to pull. Are we going to do the 2-card thing again?
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
So
right.
what
I
does
love the
Juliana
message
need to
that
let
comes
go?
out of, huh?
What does Juliana need to let go?
Yeah. What does
Are you asking?
Juliana need? She says, I want to know, what do I need to let go? So I'm assuming she's
Yeah.
like, I'm already picking up that this is a person, but I don't know if that's for sure or not, or if I'm just being jumpy. So we're going to pull cards. Okay. And let's see what's happening here. What does Juliana need to let go of? All right. And remember, letting something die sounds so fatal. All right. You're just walking away, letting something go. And you can walk away from anything with love. Hey, go live your life, be free. Find out. I want you to live your life and do the best you can for you. And that's okay. Or even a job or something else. All right. So here we go. You got a first card up yet?
Yep. So my light card is the Queen of Pentacles. There you go.
Okay. There we go.
So that is internal. What's important and material to you, right? I'm just trying to think of how this applies to where she's at. You can jump in on yours if you
Well,
want.
let me ask you this. Are you so focused on money? Is money something? Because the question is, what do I need to let go of? And some of this, are you so focused on material things and possessions, you're forgetting to be happy in other things?
Or it's making you stay in the place that you wouldn't normally stay.
There you go.
That's what I just got.
Like a hamster wheel job. Okay. This is a cow, which talks about riches, things like that, that queen. Taking care of yourself. But are we so thinking about, we're so budget conscious, so I got to pay the bills, got to do this, that you're not letting go and going and finding another great job or something? Here we go, the 8 of fire. You're not moving on, okay? There is something, I feel like this really does, like you hit it, that it has to do with work, that you have to let something go, okay? Or are you stuck in any type of relationship, work, with a person, with parents, with a relative, or whatnot, because of the money angle?
Right. That's where I'm going.
Okay. And that's whatever this is, it's wrapping around money, and you're so worried about the resource aspect, it's keeping you from moving on and living a life of happiness.
Yeah. So the shadow card on this for me was the 5 of Wands. So it's about consternation. It's about difference of opinion, but not to the point of death, but is definitely some consternation going on there. And for me, shadow cards are kind of an overriding card for what we're talking about. So
I feel like this is almost like parental. Like somebody's trying to poke you in a direction that you don't want to go in, and there's always a constant battle, so there's never peace. Okay? And that's whatever this is, you got to do whatever it is you need to do to walk away from it and start living your own life. We have the sun. The sun will come out. And again, now, here's one of the things I remind people when I'm teaching them about tarot cards. Well, the sun's going to come out. The question was, what do I need to let go of? You actually might need to let go of some security so you can get out there and live and start something for yourself. It's a scary world. It's a scary thing to do. It's not easy. Boy, it didn't go over big when you and I told the kids and everybody we were selling our house and moving to New Hampshire. It just didn't. It's not what people at our age do, okay? one of the things, though, we've lived, we've done things, we've seen things because we're not afraid to put ourselves out there. You know, and that's one of the things I can tell you here, that what I'm seeing is this material thing is binding you up, this security. I'm really feeling like there's some security net you're afraid to leave. And that security net that you're seeing as keeping you safe is actually a net that's holding you back. Back right. That's what we see, Juliana. So let us know. We'd love to hear more about it and see what's going on. Okay. Here we go. Let me get your cards back. Where are we at? Wow, the time has flown here. We've been babbling. I've been babbling, you know. So, all right. Let's see what's happening. I love it when the conversations. I love the old fart. We are like an old, comfortable pair of shoes. Understand it.
Yep.
Understand that well. And you got to get there before you really understand it. Okay. Yes, you know it. All right. And let's see what else we've got here. Deborah. Oh, Reverend Rob has a lovely voice. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it. I've got a couple of videos and some songs out. I need to put them up sometimes, and maybe I just got to find out if some of them are copyrighted, and I'll put them as video or something on YouTube. Yeah. Let me get through some of this allergy crap I'm going through. Hey, Michael Schmidt, it is good to see you. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bangerang, another old tribe member poking their head in. We're glad to see you here. Need to see you around more often. All right. I have a recruiter call to discuss this call tomorrow. Good, good. Make sure. Write your questions down. Number one, it shows that you're prepared. It's a better thing for you. Gone are the days of walking in, research them, know what you're doing, know what the job requirements are. And then, like I said, have these things. What are the benefits? Know every aspect, okay? Because sometimes people will jump into a job and then be like, oh, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be, okay? And it's not good for either of you. So, you know, glad to see you, buddy. Glad you are here. If you have time, may I get a reading tonight? We will do that right now. Absolutely. Okay. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Michael Schmidt. All right. You want me to go first this time on the first card?
I got late shuffling. I got changed over.
Oh, you changed decks?
Yeah.
Okay, she changed decks. See, it's not just me. All right. When y'all see me doing this, it's not just me. Okay. My first card for Michael. All right. And then I'll get this. All right. Michael, I got the grief card, the 5 of water. Okay. If something has happened or whatnot, I know you've been dealing with a lot of stuff with family and things like this or whatnot. The first thing off on this card, the 5 of water, is talking about making sure you look and remember the resources you have, the things that are good, the things that are wholesome, that you have things to be thankful for. A lot of times we get so focused on what's wrong, we forget to remember there are some things right. And sometimes when some things happen, it feels like our world's falling apart, but it doesn't. Okay. It just feels that way. That's that emotional turmoil. Spirit is here to say to you right now, remember, stop what you're doing and give thanks. If you don't know what to give thanks for, give thanks. And tell Spirit, I need you to remind me. Spirit will show you the things you have to be thankful for. What have you got for your first card?
My light card was the 3 of Pentacles.
Okay.
So, in relation to that, there's something that there's people who are working with you or something you were working on that needs some collaboration. But my shadow card on this was Temperance. So I think this ties in. So
okay.
It's finding the balance.
What I'm seeing here is, there's something that's been going on either with family or people around you. Some things happen. You're with a lot of pets and things like that. But this is saying y'all all have to work together. Somebody's not. And now what's happening is you're focusing on something else. Everything is balance. Okay. This is one of those times where you might need to go for a walk, step out, do something, get a little separation, and remember that you're going to be successful as a unit. Okay. And not alone in whatever this one main project is. Okay. The Four of Water. Wow. Look at this is all emotional, buddy. Okay. All emotional. Let go of some of these emotions from this stuff and get back to a solid base. Remember what you have to be thankful for. We have the 4 and the 5. The 4 is about that being complacent, being stuck. She's stuck on the bottom of the ocean. She's got so many gifts. She's like, okay, look, pearl in that hand, pearl in this hand, pearl floating down in front of her. We get so many ways we get stuck in our ways. Get unstuck. Take a look. Remember, you got something to build. Everything needs balance. And get out of your head on it, out of the emotional part of your head, and let the sun shine through. All right? That's what we see here right now. Anything else?
Yeah, the 4 is like ennui, right? I'm in a place. Nothing's really. I'm just not happy, but I shouldn't. There's no reason I shouldn't be.
Correct. Yep. When we sick, when we're injured, different things. This happens to us. Okay. And what did you call it?
Ennui.
See, my smart wife. Yeah. She says French, ennui. I say, get your shit together. Okay. Florida. There we go. Okay. So it's one of those things. It is. We have to, we get in a funk. All right. Maybe that's better than getting your shit together. Okay. Ennui. We just are. Okay. Funk. A funk happens. And we got to remember sometimes you need other people to help you pull out of it. Okay. I just don't know how to ask what the pay is without accidentally offending them. Screw offending them. You're not taking a long hot shower. It goes like this, okay? And she will tell you, other people in this room will tell you, I am exactly right. And what is this job paying?
Or can we please discuss the compensation package?
There you go. The compensation package. Now you get into benefits. That's HR, okay? She is HR. So, yes, can you tell me more about the compensation package? Instead of saying, can we discuss the compensation package? This is where we compliment each other. I love that verbiage, okay? I don't like a closed-ended question where they can go, no, not right now. Ask the question this way. Could you tell me a little bit more about the compensation package? They will then ask you, A, they will either then explain it, or B, say, what would you like to know? They've opened that door, but there's nothing wrong with asking. And if you're at a financial institution, okay, let me tell you something. You're working in my bank or my financial institution, and you're afraid to embarrass me asking about money, you ain't got my job. I want my money person, even my investor lady that I've got now, she'll say, Mr. Lee or Rob or whatnot. But when I'm going to do something stupid, she'll be like, what the hell are you thinking? Remember, we set this plan out. Why are you doing this? Okay. If you're doing a financial institution, it's incumbent on you to know everything. If you won't ask for yourself, you're not going to ask for your clients. Okay.
Right.
Keep that in mind. Okay.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You got this. You got
this. You're talking to a recruiter. You're not talking to who's going to be your boss or me. You're talking to somebody who's the first string recruiter, what's the microphone?
Yeah. Talk into it, not into the table.
I thought it was. I thought it was.
Say that again because it was important.
No. Well, remember, you're talking to a recruiter. You're not actually at this point talking to who you're going to be working for, unless you're working for HR. But that person has heard more crazy questions than anything you can possibly ask during that phone interview.
There you go. There's Yada. You are not offending them. It's your right to know. Absolutely. I don't know. I'm in Canada. So that law might not. It's not a law. It's not a law. It's knowing what you're doing. Okay. you need to understand, you need to get on like Indeed or whatnot. They will give you a list of questions to ask at your interview, and that is one of them. Okay? That is one of them.
If you use ChatGPT, go into ChatGPT and say, give me 5 excellent questions to ask in regards to working at whatever type job it is, and it will give you key questions to ask. And that's one of those things, because that's one of the things I will say with people who are interviewed. The right thing to say is not, oh, I have no more questions, especially if you do. Learning how to say them properly, yep, that's fine. But don't just say, nope, I got none. At least have 3 in your back pocket.
Yes.
And even if one of them is about, well, so where do you see this position going in the next 5 years? Okay, it's a question. Ask a question. Don't just let it slide.
And tell it she is the Chat GPT queen. She's teaching me because she has done stock portfolios, everything else for large companies, and just literally loaded whole documents into Chat GPT and said, explain this to me at a 5th grade level, and has learned so much. We have had contracts reviewed. There's just so much you can do with Chat GPT. And one of the things I want you to understand, okay, put in there when you ask the question, I am in XX location, province, city, state, whatever it is, okay? I am going for a job interview for this type of job. What questions should I ask of my future employer?
Mm-hmm.
And it will tell you.
Yep.
And it will take all of your concerns into account. We have this wealth of knowledge at your fingertips. There are things about AI that scare the crap out of me. I don't like it. I've always said the self-serve line was the beginning of the end, okay? But there are certain things with technology you need to learn how to use because it will help you immensely, okay? And you're quite welcome. I'm glad you came in and asked. That's what we're here for. So let's see what's going on. Priya, thank you very much. Glad to see you. You know what? And we are over an hour already. So let's see. May I get an angel message for my rest of July, please? Absolutely. All right. Let's do that real quick.
Yep.
See what's going on here. Oop, there it is. All right. I got to get everything flipped back around. Wrong button. There we go. All right. Angel message. 1 card each. How about that? 1 card each for Priya for the rest of July. Great question. I like it that way. All right. All right. And Kelsey, this is another woman. This is a friend of Gillian's who knows her. Okay. You can call me a penny washer as long as you pay me what I want. LOL. There you go. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what's happening. All right. What have you got? Throw it over there and I'll get it.
Oh,
Or just
pop
lay
it right in there. So Priya, we're looking at the star.
Ooh.
So things are looking good. Things are looking good. First off, it's a major arcana card, so that's always a good thing. And then on top of that, the star is about what's looking forward and what's looking, bright in the sky and great aspects to look forward to.
Yeah, 9 of air. You're going to have to be using a lot of thought. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. Now, this is the good tarot. A lot of times this card stands for anxiety. Don't get so caught up in fear. You miss the blessings. Okay. Hold on. This 9 of air is here to show you can manifest things that you want. The star is here. When you don't know what direction to go, don't panic. Look up. Talk to spirit. Bring God in. Bring the goddess in. Bring whatever it is that you have as your higher power in. And remember to communicate with them. but then you got to be quiet and listen. Okay. Listen and let them communicate back. And you're going to be able to manifest some wonderful things that you've been thinking about for a while. All right. There, that sure is about to mix them up. Okay. All right. Let me see where we're at here. I don't even know where we're at now. So let's find out what's going on. All right. Ma'am and sir, I'm in love with Kasuma. Will she love me back? Any third party will get married? All right. Way too much. Way too much. Sir, all right. I don't read third. Neither of us do. Okay. We don't read somebody without their permission. Okay. That's what we want you to do is communicate. Other readers will. Okay. We feel it's intrusive. Okay. To read somebody and get into their emotions in their head. It would be like you coming to me and doing a counseling session and then me telling her what's going on without your permission. Okay. If you're worried about a third party, move on. Take your life, keep going. Because here's the thing. If you're already worried about a third party, I want you to ask yourself this. Why? Where is the trust issue already? Do you not trust her? Think about it. Stop. Okay. This is important because trust in a relationship is massive. All right. You either have to learn to trust or you do not. And when there's no trust, the relationship is never going to be at its fullest. I know people that are living together that don't trust each other very far. Okay. They'll trust them to a certain point. Okay. But therefore, that relationship's not completely fulfilling. All right. You don't want to be there. Why is that already a worry? Okay. Is it a worry that you're bringing up because of your self-confidence in yourself? What does Surin need to know about a relationship with Kasuma? Let's ask it that way. All right. My first card is actually the 7 of water, which means you've got choices. This is up to you. Don't put everything on her. Okay. You've got to decide what's going on and you can make a decision for yourself and to see what's happening. What have you?
There you go.
Wow.
You got it.
The King of Wands. You know, the King of Wands is saying, man up. What do you want to be? Okay. Get control of your desires, your wants, everything. Don't be, you're already into mind games a little bit. Will she love me back? If you don't know, don't give it any more time. It's that simple. Okay. That's what dating is about. That's what there is to find out. If there's somebody else arranging this thing or whatnot, which I know a lot of my overseas people go through still with arranged marriages, do what you got to do to step away from it. Okay. But what this is saying, there's only one person you can control, and that's you. Okay. So you have to be in control of you. And finally, we have the Page of Earth. Don't be childish. All right. This is real. Don't float around. Don't be childish. Get established, get on ground. Is there anything else you think that's it?
I think that's good.
All right, there we go. All right, let's see what's happening here. And I think we're fixing to, you know what? I think I like alone time also. However, I don't get it very often. Yeah, you're busy, you know? So here we go. Seriously, 822, am I meant to be completely alone forever? Do you want to be? Some of these questions, it's not, you have to understand there's more to it than just that. You're not meant to be anything other than to follow your path. Okay. What is your path? Are you following your path? Are you making yourself happy? Are you doing things that makes you feel fulfilled? This doesn't sound like it. Why is somebody else? Why is your happiness dependent on somebody else? You can be happy alone. All right. And it sounds like to me, seriously, what you've got is a little bit of Eeyore syndrome, okay? And it's one of those things where, you can't have a dark cloud or don't try too hard. Go out. Let everybody see that fire that is you. Be alive. Be prepared. And that's when you'll find that person. When things start happening, okay? Live life. You don't know what it's going to be, okay? That's all there is to it. I'll do a pendulum for you real quick. All right? Seriously, 822. Are they meant to be completely alone forever? Right into a no. No. So if you're alone all the time, you need to start looking inside. Time to do some shadow work. If you need me to work with you, and let's do some counseling, let's do some deeper shadow work. Hook me up down below. Okay. Get into the link tree, and I'll be glad to work with you. Okay. And we'll do some stuff. All right. Folks, I think right now, or did you have something there?
It just echoes the same. The light card was Ace of Cups.
Ace of Cups. You got to start new with your emotions. You got to start over, all new. Everything's out there. Hit the reset button. Okay. Go find happiness and joy. That's the biggest thing we can tell you right here. All right.
Yeah.
Well, folks, it's been fun. Thank you. I know there's a lot of people down here we never got to, and I would love to get to more of you, but we are there. It's been an hour already. We talked, we did, but Gillian and I had fun, and we appreciate everybody that's here. Have you got anything you want to say?
Come back Wednesday night.
Come back Wednesday night.
And you can put your questions in on YouTube in advance of the show so that you're in queue.
Yes. So I'll be putting the show up tomorrow. Once the show is on YouTube tomorrow, you can go ahead and click on the show and type your questions in the chat so they can be lined up and in there already. Okay? Know that. Also, everybody hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. All right? Mm-hmm. Share. I will be doing some straight up readings tomorrow night. I think that's what we're going to do. The 24th, and not tomorrow night, on Wednesday night. On Thursday, Bridget and I will be doing another special ritual on the new moon. It is the new moon. It's not going to be long, not going to be anything drawn out or whatnot, but we are going to show people about setting intentions, things like that, what the full moon's going to be. And we're going to show you some of the things we do to try to help set those intentions for the full moon. So I'll try to get both of those shows up tomorrow. They'll be there. Donna, I know you had asked us to post those things. We finally got it printed up. I'm going to post them on the Tarot with an Attitude group page from the show the other day about cleansing and protection. All right. So I'm going to copy, paste it, put it there. I'll also put the meditation in there so you can have it and go from there. August 3rd, right around the corner. Basically almost 2 weeks. Okay. Going to be live at the Off Cabot in Beverly, Massachusetts. I'm waiting. Doing it again. Round 2. We had a great time the first time they've asked me back. Okay. Mr. Bruce, Miss Bridget, they're flying up. They're going to be here for this. Mainly Mystics. They're coming in. They're doing everything, traveling down from Maine. You know what? We're going to have a good time. I would love for as many of you as you can. If you can come into New England, be here, be a part. You will not regret it. I promise. We are not going to show this live like we did the last one, but we are going to try to record it so you can see it later. Okay. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
Gillian has books down below in my link tree. Okay. Manifestation journals. A lot of you don't know Gillian went through a cancer bout. Okay. Still dealing with it a little bit. She's okay. Everybody don't freak out or whatnot. But she had to have radiation. She built a journal because there is not one that she could find on Amazon about what to expect if you're going through radiation treatment. That's down below. Check that out. You may know somebody who needs it or whatnot. Bridget and I are discussing a course for tarot. We will use the Tarot Simplified book as the textbook. It's in there. So many things we're doing, so much We're trying to get going. Y'all just be aware and know we love each and every one of you. Okay? So, with all that being said, take what you want,
Leave what you don't.
but leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. We love you guys. Bangarang.
Bangarang.